Hi, I hope you are well. Welcome to another video. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so very much for checking out this channel, my second channel. It's brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting me. Okay, today I want to talk about something it's been bothering me for quite a while now, and it sort of came to a head last night. So much so I thought I was having a bit of a panic attack, and I actually had to go and stand outside the door just to get some fresh air. I felt overwhelmed. Since my divorce, I've been trying to get back in a position to get my own home again, get free of my ex-husband, maintenance, all sorts of things, and get my independence. And I'm very frustrated that I have not been able to attain that yet. And it is a big thing for me. And it's created a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. It just feels like I'm on a treadmill. And I, as I say, got overwhelmed. And this morning I woke up and I found myself lying there going through my life. You know, they talk about if you're dying or about to die, that you see your life pass before your eyes. It was a bit like that, but not obviously there was no danger. But I went through it all, and all I could see, I talked about the narcissism of, narcissistic parent that I grew up with, and what it was like, for me. It's quite difficult to talk about. So I went through all of that, and I worked out that everybody had spent their life shouting at me, thinking of me as a nuisance, because it translated into my marriage and everywhere else, and that I had been, we're never not to blame as well. I'm not saying that we're to blame for the narcissism or anything like that, but I mean in our lives, we may have been naive like I was, or too eager to please. It's not always from a bad point of view, or just too eager to please, or not setting up our boundaries, or, voicing our opinion. But that's sometimes created by life circumstances, trauma, and the way we've been brought up, or, pressured into doing things a certain way. I wasn't allowed to voice my own opinion. I wasn't weak-willed, because basically I would get to a point where I would explode, because I'd have to squash it down. I would sort of squash it, and then it would just boom, which it will, anger will do that. And that seems to be a pattern for me that I've been trying to work on. I've been doing a lot of shadow work, everything, and it's been very difficult to come out of that pattern. So I went through all of that, and I worked out I've been surrounded by a lot of people who are annoyed at me, jealous of me for some reason, viewed me with disdain, contempt. I'm even talking about, when my child was at school, I was thinking women who stand around the school gates, with their noses in the air and stuff like that, and they think they're better than you, or any chance they can to put you down. And yeah, the culture that goes on there. All of that. And I just thought of everything, and all the disappointments. And I worked out that I felt very disappointed with my life and very down about it. And I didn't know where it was going. I have no idea where I'm going. I've got to 52, and it feels like I'm not young and I'm not old. I'm stuck in the middle somewhere. And people tend to forget about you when you're this age. And I'm quite shocked about that, to be honest. It's been a heck of a transformation, and I haven't enjoyed it. And I haven't liked what I've become. Sorry if this is sounding negative. There is a positive spin on this. Bear with me, please. But I thought, I don't like the person I've become, because I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm very much I want to do things now, and I'm very all or nothing. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, you can't be all or nothing. I'm sorry, it's all or nothing. Is this happening or is it not? Why am I waiting? Why do I have to wait? I'm putting the work in. I'm doing everything. It should just either come or it's not going to come. Which some people have say, well, that's your fault. That's a problem. But not for me. That's where I am. And I'm learning to just be who I am. And that's a very difficult thing to do, as we all know. And that is me. I'm very much, it's either coming or it's not. If it's not, I'm not interested. I'll move on. I'll try something else. But it's just been very overwhelming, and I can't see the future at the moment. So what I did, after I felt very stressed, was I went back through it again, and I forced myself to look at the things I had accomplished, that I had achieved, and things that I had enjoyed. So I, like having my child, major thing, obviously, major transformation, but I was very proud. And I this is no criticism or comment or opinion or anything, but I looked after my child, on my own. My husband did a traditional thing, went to work and left me there. And I wanted to work, but my parents and everybody else were up in Newcastle, and I was down south, just outside London. And I had to do it all on my own. They very rarely came down, apart from my ex-husband's family. They weren't too bad. They helped quite a lot at times, but my own family, we won't go there. They had the odd thing, but... So I had to do it on my own. Fair enough. My decision, yeah? So I did it. And I'm proud of that. Because, I got to educate my child everything, and I took the opportunity to go to university instead. And if you watch my other channel, if you heard that tap, I'm a psychic medium as well. And you can watch my other channel, Sara The Shadowmen, and my guides have just done the painting over there. So I'm just to validate me. So I thought about that. I thought about the 2 degrees I got. I'm a postgrad. I was going to go on and do a PhD, but I'm still not sure about that. I can't think of the project, though it's still on the cards. All of those things. And I was able to educate my child and get my child's reading way up there. Yeah. Way before he was a good early reader. I don't know how to say it to you, but he was way ahead, I got told. And that was because I spent time. So instead of saying that I couldn't do, I wanted to run my own business, do whatever, I couldn't. I went to university, and then I came out and I wrote, and I had a lot of successful books. I have written as Arabella Kingsley, and I lived very well for a while, very well. I'm not writing at the moment, but it's another story. But I was very successful for a while. So I thought about that. I thought about all of the holidays that I had, and I thought about the good times, the times that myself and my ex-husband only ever got on when we went to Paris. We went to Paris a few times, and we never argued in Paris. And I remember going to Paris, we did a lot of travelling. And when we did travel, there was usually a massive row, and always was. There was always some excuse for it, but I got to see all these wonderful places, meet loads of people. I went to Kenya on safari. I went to Disney World in Florida and Paris. I travelled around Canada, and the Rocky Mountains everywhere. I've done so many things, visited so many places, cruises, the works, and they were great. I didn't get them for free in a way, because I paid with all the arguments we had, and there was some humdingers. But I have to see those good points. All the things I've achieved, all the courses I've done, everything. I've forced myself to go back through my life. So what I'm saying to you is, when it gets bad like that, when you don't feel like you're progressing and you feel very, very low, like I did, and very, I don't know what I'm here for kind of thing. Where's my purpose? Where's my meaning? That's another video, I think, that. But when it gets bad, instead of saying all the bad things, force yourself to go back and to see the good things, because they're always hidden under the bad things. You always remember the bad things, I think. If you're feeling low, you've got to try and remember the good. I remember that I've had quite a few houses, or owned a few houses with my ex-husband and stuff like that. So I had to remind myself of that. This is just a transition. Or even if I don't own a house again, I'll be traveling. I'll be doing something. I've got plans to go. I want to go to Asia, Korea. I'm obsessed with going to Korea, and Japan. All of those places, and that's what I have to look forward as well. I have to look forward to the things I can accomplish. Yeah, I mean, I actually, it took me years to be able to get a divorce and to get my freedom. And sometimes I feel like it wasn't worth it, I'll be honest, and I should have stayed and just put up with it, but because it's been so difficult at times. But eventually I will look back and I will think, wow, you did that. You accomplished that. It took you a long time, but you stayed the course and you did it. And I'm never one for this, especially when I'm in this type of mood and very angry. When the people say, keep a gratitude journal, do this, do that. I think, why? I get why should I do that? I'm busting my backside here, trying to do everything for the universe, I want to help people, I want to do this, I want to do that. And all it's done is block me all the way. And I feel anger at the universe for that, and anger at myself for not being able to achieve it. Anger at lots of things for blocking me. I think, well, why should I? But I make myself do it in my head, not for the universe's sake. I'm too angry at the universe at the moment. Not for the universe's sake, for my sake. And that's what you should do. Think about you here and just remind yourself of what you've achieved that day. I made myself, down to the very basics, I made myself a great cup of tea today. Even when it gets that bad, yeah, I made myself a great cup of tea. I walked for 10 minutes down the road. I was very anxious, but I still made myself go out, and I achieved walking down the street today. Things like that, because it gets, it can be about health problems. I've a health condition called functional neurological disorder. And sometimes it's difficult to get out and things, and it's that little bit of push and shove, yeah, with yourself in a good way. And that should be celebrated if you achieve it, yeah. And if you don't, try again the next day. Just keep going until you get there. I read this book. I mean, for instance, because I'm not writing, I need to do something with my hands. And I've been getting this push to knit, would you believe? Now I remember vaguely doing bits, and I didn't think I'd be able to cast on. I couldn't remember. Then all of a sudden I was doing that. I just did it, and I thought, wow, I've cast on. I've made a stop. I've gone and got some more. I've got the knitting needles. That will be on my gratitude list in my head for me tonight. So things like that. When it gets bad, do it. Do at least 5 things. You can do more if you want, but don't do less than 5. Okay? Just do it in your head. Do it when you first go to bed. Yeah? Say a couple of affirmations. I believe in myself. Yeah? I believe in myself. Say them at least 3 times. I believe myself. I believe in myself. Oh, good grief. I believe in myself, and I am worthy. Because it comes down to a lot of not feeling worthy. And I also don't believe in this, it's tapping again, it's this new age rubbish about how you attract all this bad stuff towards you because of the way you are. You must be on the same vibration and awful as that person. No, I wanted to help people all the time, and I was nice, and I put myself out to my detriment most of the time, and I still attracted people who wanted to walk all over me. So I had to learn, and I'm really learning now. And sometimes it really gets you down. You have to see yourself as worthy, and remember who you are and how good you really are, what good things you've accomplished, what good deeds you've done, how you've helped people, or little things that you've done, just to remind yourself that you are worthy of having your space on this planet, and that people shouldn't treat you like dirt. Okay? And once you start doing that, you'll get a good foundation, and you'll be able to build yourself up, build that self-esteem up, and people will know where they are with you. People don't often like it when they don't know where they are with you. That some people like to know your boundaries, and that's what you've got to learn. And that's what I'm learning. And go forward from there. But that's what you do when it gets very low, and that helped me this morning, and I'm glad I did that. So, and also I would recommend getting out, going for a coffee, and going for a walk when it gets that bad. I've suffered from anxiety for a long time, and it came and got me again really strongly last year over the summer and stuff. But I'm fighting it again, and I'm getting out, and I'm making progress. So get out there and do things and build yourself up again, and don't get lost under the rubble of thinking about all the rubbish, the crap that's happened to you, and getting lost. Don't get lost. Remember who you are, and remember how great you are. Okay? I keep listening to a song by Jessie J called Who's Laughing Now? I recommend you listen to it. What's that line? Let the haters hate because you're way too late. And it keeps sticking in my head. Check it out, Jessie J, Who's Laughing Now. It's really good. It's if you've been bullied all your life, listen to that song, because it's about that, and it's really, really good, and it will give you a boost. It's a fun song. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. You can check out I've got a video premiering right now, actually, on my other YouTube channel, Sara The Shadowmen, about my paranormal experiences, psychic predictions, the works. Check that one out. And also, if you know anybody, or you're watching this and you want to learn more English, I'm also qualified. You see, I achieved this as well. TEFL, I teach English as a foreign language. That was my big achievement last year. That's another thing. Try doing some courses or things like that. They give you a boost. Find something that gives you a boost. Knowledge, or I don't know, competing in a sports tournament, or, learning judo, or whatever it is, gives you a boost. Okay? So, yeah, but if you want to learn English, I do a channel for that I'm building as well. So if you want to do that, or you know somebody who needs to learn a bit more English for everyday use, conversational, academia, or business, I'm qualified in that as well. So check it out. I'll leave the links in the description. Take care of yourselves. Please like, share and subscribe. And I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye.